President and Chief Executive Officer of the NAACP, Benjamin Jealous.
At this moment, we see rights. It seems that the rights of everybody are under attack everywhere all the time. The rights of workers to organize, rights of a woman's right to choose, access to the ballot box itself. In this past year, we've seen perhaps the greatest attempt to limit access to the ballot box since 1896. Dozens of states, we saw voter ID bills introduced. State of Wisconsin, where one passed, many we beat back, many passed. State of Wisconsin, where one passed, literally half of blacks and half of Latinos don't carry a state ID record. Black community, we are dealing with depression-like levels of unemployment. As a Californian, it is hard to forget that this year is the 20th anniversary of the Rodney King tragedy. And this moment is too much like that. The underlying anxieties of unemployment, chronic high unemployment are still there. The short-term stress of recession is with us again. And our people are even more incarcerated than they were then. Our country is the world's leading incarcerator. A black man in this country right now is 5 times more likely to be behind bars than the black man in South Africa at the height of apartheid, who was then the world's leading incarcerator. Yesterday, my colleague Mark Morial and I, both of us having conventions that'll be going on next week, went to meet with President Obama. Our purpose there was to discuss the debt crisis, the need to ensure that in this moment we act as a great country. And a great country in tough moments does great things. Balancing this debt crisis on the backs of the poorest and the most vulnerable would be a foolish thing, not a great thing. We received assurance that the structure of these programs will lead, and their most vital roles will remain intact. One of the things that we will be working on is dealing with employment discrimination 2.0. We know that Justice Department and many other agencies are focused on 1.0, gender discrimination, racial discrimination. But we also have to deal with the next generation of employment discriminations that encase the legacy of racism in this country. That includes discrimination against people because they have a low credit score. How are you going to improve your credit score if we don't let you have a job? It includes discrimination against people because they've been long-term unemployed. Well, how are you going to stop being unemployed if we don't let you have a job? And it includes discrimination against people who have earned the right to a second chance because they have paid their debt to society by doing their time in prison. And that commitment from the President is an important one because, as too many of us know, when you're a person of color in this society, ending employment discrimination is as important as job creation. If they won't give you the job, it doesn't matter if it exists.
One quick question, just a follow-up. Are you able to let us know what you discussed with President Obama at your meeting?
Yes, I talked about some of that earlier. But the big takeaway for us was a commitment to get all of the agencies focused on employment discrimination 2.0. Ones we're already working with on racial discrimination, to deal with things like like Pedro was referring to, these forms of discrimination that, whether it's ageism, whether it's length of being unemployed, low credit scores, the fact that you've served time at one point in your life in prison.
The NBC, just one quick. NBC's The Griot is reporting that there's a local South Central L.A. Tea Party that is planning to hold a rally against the NAACP on Sunday. Have you heard about it, and how do you respond to that?
You know, on a certain level, I think we take a bit of pride for helping to diversify the Tea Party. Next question.